sequence has been initiated. Megazord activated.
Hey guys, welcome to Command Center Reviews. I'm Jeremy.
I'm David.
And this is going to be our first video, and today we're going to show off the 1993 Mighty Morphin Season 1 Megazord. This Megazord was, well, Power Rangers in general, was taken from Zoo Ranger, which is part of the Super Sentai series in Japan. And
that was like their 15th season or something like that.
Yeah,
Our first season was their
15th or something. I think they started in 1975.
Yeah,
it's 2015, and I know they're on their 40th season, so yeah, 1975. So they've got a lot on us, and I think this is their same molding for everything. For a long time, I don't know how long before this, but I know everything after Lost Galaxy, I think we shared the mold with up until
they started different molds. Pretty
recently. I think Samurai was the first real big one that was different. I think everything else is pretty much compatible. I know all of Ninja Storm and stuff is compatible. Sorry, I'm speaking to David. This is our first review. Whatever.
Well, pretty much everything I own is Mighty Morphin related, so when we get to that stuff, you'll be teaching me just as you'll be teaching them.
Well, he's much more of a Mighty Morphin guy, and that's what he grew up with a lot more. He's quite a few years older than I am. That's really weird, but whatever.
My walker's off camera.
Whatever. So let's get into the review. Okay guys, so here we are, and we're going to take a look at these guys individually.
The individuals, who should we start with?
Let's start with Pink, just because she's
Pink.
Well, like in most seasons of Power Rangers, Pink usually gets the poopiest sword. So, it is
just
literally...
like a bird. At least in Mighty Morphin, it's just always a bird, and it just sits there.
Yeah, it doesn't even sorta look like a pterodactyl, other than maybe the head. And there is literally 2 strips of pink on this whole thing. Otherwise, it's completely red and silver and gray, a little bit of white.
There are 2 cannons that are supposed to attach to it, so it can stand up like this.
And look like a perched pterodactyl, I guess.
I do not have them. Those are 2 of the pieces that everybody was lost, and I was no exception.
Yeah, just a disclaimer with a lot of this stuff. It's not a lot of it's going to be completely complete.
Right, and a lot of stickers are missing. These are old. So.
So yeah, there's Pink, and you don't do a whole lot with her. It's stupid. Transformer for the Megazord mode, you just fold her neck in and fold these up, and you've got the chest.
Here's the chest. So let's do Mastodon next.
Okay.
That's kind of cool.
Mastodon, black Mastodon thing.
It does just about as much as the pterodactyl figure does. Actually less, I think. You can kind of swivel the feet and the tusk. You can play with the tusk. Okay.
The tusk without breaking
its neck. No, you can't. I lied. You can't.
The trunk, you mean?
Yeah, the trunk, yeah.
Not the tusk.
Yeah, everybody always lost the tusks in the trunk.
These were original ones, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Those are original ones. I did have to replace some. I had to replace these horns. We'll get to those, but
yeah,
those are the original trunk and tusks.
Yeah, he doesn't do a lot.
Nor did he really in the show. I think
he blew ice from his
trunk twice in 60 episodes worth of the show.
Let's see how you like my deep freeze. Nighty-night.
Proud of him. Round of applause for Mastodon, everybody. Thanks for being a team player.
Pterodactyl, I don't think she did anything.
No, she just flew in and I don't think she ever did much.
No. Yeah. Okay. So transformation, you just decapitate him. you pull up the shoulders, fold out the legs like this, and don't break his hands quite yet. I'm always afraid to like click things on old toys because I never know if they're gonna break or not. Because I've got some old stuff from when I was little and I broke something once and that was not nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, you fold his hands up and then you pull the shoulders out away from the lower part of the legs here. And that's all you need to do for now. He becomes the arms.
And this becomes like the little shield, which wasn't used much in the show either, maybe twice, max.
At least in the Power Ranger version, I haven't watched any Sentai.
Same, yeah, I've seen like a couple episodes, that's it.
Okay, want to go with one of the legs next?
Sure, let's do a leg. This is a saber-tooth tiger! Which is one of the cooler ones because it can move a little bit more than the others. It's got the tail, it's got the back legs. It just kind of feels like a legitimate toy that you could play with, whereas the other two, they just kind of sit there. This one you can play with it.
A little more posable.
Yeah, it's more posable. I don't remember the saber-tooth tiger doing a whole lot in the show either. I'm trying to think.
It jumped on a few monsters and like
some really bad shots of it flying through the air. I do remember that now.
Almost like somebody holding it and attacking it.
Yeah, my brain intentionally forced that out of its consciousness. So to transform it into the leg, you just fold the tail in, back legs, front legs, push the teeth up, and fold that up that neck.
And another really cool thing that I have the Legacy Swords, and I was really, really disappointed by this, but the Legacy Swords, you didn't get these wheels, and these are like actual wheels, and you didn't get that in the Legacy. They're just like pieces of plastic that look like wheels that are molded into the leg, and it was just a really big pain, and I was very saddened by that fact.
Yeah. I took mine back. I was like, no wheels.
Okay, next is Triceratops.
Triceratops is not very exciting. It's got this cannon here. That's about it. It's got these two horns on the front. Now these are two pieces that a lot of people lost, including myself. I had to replace them with Starlight Studio's actual metal horns, which I don't necessarily prefer, but that's pretty much the only way to get them if you want them. They're nice. They have some weight to them. They usually stay in. I think one of mine falls out.
Yeah, it fell out when we were bringing it down here.
Yeah, and you can also buy from Starlight Studio. You can buy a replacement trunk, but it is also metal, and I like that even less because at least these ones looked metal. They were chrome. This isn't chrome at all. It's just so
dull plastic.
When you replace that with a metal-looking thing, it just kind of changes the look a little too much for me from what the original was intended. But in order to transform the Triceratops, you just fold in the cannon and turn the neck up, and he's a leg. He's a leg. He's not very exciting either. I think in the show he threw up like he shot
like lasers or something, or
I think it was like rope or something that would pull in the bad guys.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I think some sort of chains would shoot out, or a rope or something.
Hey, Billy! See if you can tie him up a bit.
Affirmative! Deploying hooks now! Precisely on target.
Yes, Billy, good shot.
Good shot, Billy.
There you go.
Okay.
You want to take the big guy?
Yeah, I'll do him. This is our more than capable friend, the Tyrannosaurus Rex. That word.
That's what Jason always called him.
Tyrannosaurus. But he's slightly more posable than the other ones. Probably does about the same as the Sabretooth. He's got arms and he's got posable legs. And I was playing with this right before we did this, and I didn't know that there was a button that unhinges it and makes it look more like a Tyrannosaurus Rex leg than it just being straight like this all the time. It just kind of being really awkward to fall on his face a lot. But he's a little more intimidating. He's quite a bit bigger than the rest of them. He did probably the most of the 5 on any episode.
Oh,
at all.
Easily.
Even
he
probably
did plenty of fights on his own.
Oh yeah, and I mean
He would do like little swipes with his little hands and just spam. Sparks would fly everywhere, as if you could do a lot of damage with little hands like that.
I mean they're huge metal things attacking other things.
They're just whittled out. He also he's missing a piece too. Maybe
tail.
2 pieces. I'm not sure if it's just 1 piece or not, but there's more to the tail that I just don't have, nor do I really care about that much.
You also don't have the sword.
Right, the sword.
Megazord mode. But he does have his top and bottom jaws both move, which is kind of weird, but kind of cool at the same time because you can get real big chomping poses if you want him to be like crouching over, chomping at one of the bad guys or monsters or whatever you want to call them. So just to transform him, you push in both the pegs on either side of the legs here, and his legs will fold up like that, and you just fold up both of his legs so they're like this. Pull the tail back for now, don't just click it in anywhere, and fold the legs up and put the arms up. And I'm going to save that for the end because I like to reveal the head last. Next, put chest onto the back, and it just kind of sits there and then clips around on his shoulders and kind of secure.
Yeah, you gonna do tank man?
We'll do the big Megazord first,
Okay.
and then do the tank mode. And then his tail pops and clicks up in the back. He slides down into place. I'll let you handle that. Pull down his little chest piece here, and is there like a certain way? I don't want to break it. Just kind of pull on it.
Yep.
And clip the chest on, round it, and you have
And off screen.
and really off screen. Thank you, David. And really off screen here, we have the Power Rangers Mighty Morphin Season 1 Megazord.
In all of his glory, his
And-
retro glory.
It is really awful changed decal glory.
Yeah, you can get more show accurate stickers, but that requires money.
Yeah. If anybody's looking for really good decal plates, BD15, which I think a lot of people have really gotten into. I know David just bought the decals for a PS3 controller of Tommy.
Yeah, the Green
His
Ranger.
Green Tommy,
Gold on a gold PS3 controller.
which is just fantastic looking, by the way. We'll show that off some other time. Alright, and here we have the fully transformed Power Rangers Megazord. And yeah, he's not quite as menacing without his sword, I'll have to say.
The power sword.
But really good Megazord. Very hard to find all the pieces. Just crazy how much some things can go for if you're trying to find original parts. That is right.
Yes. I remember when I was looking for the horns, there was like no chance. And Starlight Studio is kind of a lifesaver in that regard. So I mean, even though they're metal and they're heavier, I mean, some people might like that. People like me who would rather it just be more like the original and cheaper. You would have to shell out a lot less money for it to be kind of plastic like this, and it would be more authentic. But the fact that they exist at all is really nice.
Yeah, and
You can buy the sword off them too.
yeah,
They have the sword, too.
is that metal though?
Yeah, so it's like expensive.
Yeah, I'd have to say so. That all that stamping and
Yep.
shaping. Oh, thank you.
Yeah. You can get the cannons off them too, which I haven't yet because
Are they metal?
they're metal too, and it's kind of like the same thing with the trunk. Whereas this,
It just doesn't.
it's
look-
not chrome, and so when you buy it and replace it with metal, it looks a lot different than it normally did. And that's the same with the cannons. I never bought the metal cannons because it just looked too different. And who cares? Like, you can't see them anyways.
Yeah, I don't even, when I display my legacy versions, like I don't even include the cannons because they're just in the way, and if they fall off and I lose one, it's like
Yeah, if you're one
I'm
of
gonna
those
have a heck of
people-
a time trying to find it.
If you have to have it complete, I mean, good luck finding your cannons, your swords, and your horns there. But
Tusks and all that stuff.
the little tip of the tail, like
that's
so
crazy.
trivial to me. Like, but I mean, this guy looks good as is on the shelf, on my shelf.
Yeah, it's not like you're trying to display each and every one and want them completely show accurate, but
Right. Well, most
Some
people are
people-
gonna walk into a room and not even know that stuff's missing. They're just gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, the original Megazord."
yeah, and that's a great thing. And this thing is awesome, just in the fact that it's what 22 years old now.
Yeah.
It probably gonna be older than that.
So iconic.
And just crazy because my younger brother, he's 10 years younger than I am, and he knows what this thing is. I've never showed him this thing before in his life, and he was like, "Oh, that's the Power Rangers Megazord." I was like, "Yeah."
I've spent
It's
so
just
much
crazy.
I've spent so much time trying to figure out if this Megazord is as amazing as I think it is, or if it's just because it's the original. And I can't figure out if it's nostalgia or if it's just one of the most appealing designs they've ever had.
And
It's got that look.
I feel like if you ask a Sentai fan who's like familiar with all,
They
of
probably
them,
don't even care about it.
No, it's probably a season they're like whatever.
Whatever. That season was okay.
So
Like Americans
you
are
just
like,
that was our season. There was, but
that's
who?
what started it all.
So, I guess final thoughts are take it or leave it. Either it's nostalgia or it's just amazing, because I think it is. I mean, I have a hoodie on, for goodness sake. Come on. But yeah, thanks guys. Hey, thanks for bearing with us through our first video. Again, I'm Jeremy,
I'm David.
and this has been Command Center Reviews. Like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Thank you.
Bye. Good, yay.